Harihi Om, my dear holy souls. This is Mata Anantananda, Sri Sadguru Shivarama Avadhuta Ashramam, Kamavaram village, Kannur district, Andhra Pradesh state from Bharat, that is India. Under the caption of wonderful Indian folk stories, we are enjoying the adventurous and twistful and wonderful stories of Bhatti and Vikramaditya, the ancient historical personalities of ancient India. In that series of videos, this is 60th one. This is the story of pre-events to the marriage of Helavati with Vikramaditya. Main incidents in the story are the trials of parents of Helavati to know personal details of ornaments businessman, the fun made by Vikramaditya about it. He asked the curtain to narrate a story. The outcoming skills from this story tells us how to entertain people with cute fun and how to create enthusiasm in listeners. Betal makes to learn us how to serve the boss by grasping his feelings according to the time. Okay, let us enjoy this story. By the way, in the last video, as I explained you, the Princess Halavati had selected Vikramaditya, who is in the disguise of ornament businessman, by keeping the garland on in his neck. By watching that, all the invited prince of different countries, they laughed at her and they left the place. And by watching all this, her father, the king, Jambunatha Varma, felt ashamed. But by controlling his mind, he ordered his minister to facilitate the would-be bride, who is the ornaments businessman, and left the palace assembly building. Then after certain time, the girl Helavati, the princess, got into conscious status. By getting such information, her father, the king Jambunatha Varma, approached her. By watching his face, non-glorious one, and turned as black with ashamedness, Helavati felt bad and sad. But by controlling her mind, she said, "Oh, my dear father, first of all, I'm very sorry to you because I made you to feel ashamed in such a grand event. And moreover, I asked you to arrange it. But I have selected the ordinary businessman instead of any other prince. But it might be my fate because I felt very excitement by watching the appearance of a businessman. I'm not thinking that he is a businessman. He might be some great person because by watching him, I had sensed all the other princes of different countries are just like glass beads, whereas this man, he looks like a valuable gem for me. That's why I kept that garland in his neck. As per my estimation, he should belong to a great race and he should be very great person. Let me know. Please feel happy." But even by hearing that also, the king Jambunatha Varma, not satisfied, then she had continued, "Oh, my dear father, let me have another opportunity. Today night, let him send to the guest room and I also will go there and keep two good cots and beds in that room separately and arrange a curtain in between them. One side I'll sit and the other side you call him and make him to sit there. And with the conversation, I'll know who is he, from where he came, such details and the details about his race also I'll inquire. Please let me have an opportunity. If I fail in such trial also, then let us think about another one according to the time. First of all, please arrange what I ask as per my request." Then Jambunatha Varma said, "Okay, my dear daughter, whatever you ask, I didn't refuse till date since your birth. Okay, whatever happen, let it happen. According to our fate, it will happen. Who are we to avoid it? Okay, I'll call him and I'll make all the arrangements in our guest room. Be ready. He said like that and left the place and ordered his minister to make all such arrangements. As per that, in the almost by late evening, some servant maids have approached Vikramaditya, who was in the disguise of ornament merchant. They requested him, "Oh, my dear, great Saul, great man, whenever our princess had kept the garland in your neck, you became as her husband and she became as your wife. And our king Jambunatha Varma had asked you, inviting you to come to the guest room. I think we are requesting you to come. There some event would be going on." They said like that. Then Vikramaditya know what will be the trial and why it will happen like that. And by putting the innocent face, he said, "Okay, I'll come." Then he followed them to the guest room. There all the arrangements were made. 2 beds were there. In between a screen was there. They asked the servant maids, asked him to sit on the cot. He put like that, sit on a chair also. Then he done like that. They served a delicious um, dinner. He enjoyed it. And they had given sandal powder and such that perfumes. And later they have given the tambul, means battle nut and leaves of, what I have to say, I forgotten that name, killi. So he enjoyed it and then sat on the cot and waiting. He heard by the conversation of the servant maids and the sound, it seems. Helavati had came into the room and sat down on the other cot. In between the two persons, the curtain was there. Then he sensed all the king, queen, and another ministers, some important people also. They just hide themselves around that room, near the corners and near the windows and out of the room. They surrounded the room like that to hear the conversation which would going to happen in between the princess and Vikramaditya. Then he sensed all the things and he enjoyed inside, and he waited for some time. Actually, Helavati planned to make a conversation with the ornament merchant to know about his whatabouts, but now being a girl and would-be wife to that man, she felt shy, so that she could not start the conversation. Vikramaditya had waited for some time and then he wanted to make the fun. Then he said with the curtain, "Oh, my dear curtain, time is not going on. And this girl, the beautiful princess, though she kept the garland in my neck, when she done it, she became as my wife and I became as her husband. But being my wife also, she is not entertaining me and she is not showing her face even to me. And I'm feeling very bored. So let me listen a beautiful story, very new story from you. Please tell me." By hearing that, Betala had sensed what he had to do. Then immediately he entered into the curtain and started the conversation. As if as a human being, the curtain started to talk. "Oh, my dear emperor, the king of kings, what is the story I can tell you? You are not sensing my difficult. It is very unkind." It said like that. Then Vikramaditya said, "What is the cruelty there? Just I asked you to tell a story, that's all." Then the curtain said, "You please see at my situation. I was tagged to on 4 sides to the nails in the wall. It's very difficult to me to breathe even. You are asking me this story. How can I say? Curtain said like that. Actually, Betala said like that. Then everybody who were surrounded the room and Helavati, who was in the inside the room on the other cot, felt trembled like anything, surprised like anything. Immediately she rushed towards the nails of the walls. Instead of calling the servant maids, even she forgotten in everything in that surprise. So she rushed there and she removed all the tie-ups of the curtain and she dropped it on the floor. Now Vikramaditya was able to watch Helavati. But she didn't sense it. She was full of surprise and thrill. Then Vikramaditya said, "Oh, curtain, see how generous this beautiful princess is. She removed you from all of your tags. Now you're free, comfortable. Now let me hear the story." Then the curtain said, "Yes, really. I'm thankful to her because previous I was very in difficult. The weavers had made me and they painted me and cloth merchants they cut off me into pieces. Later the servant maids of this palace came to the shop and they purchased me, and by using the needle and thread they stitched me in different designs, and later they tagged me on the four corners of mine to the nails of the walls. But now because of your conversation, I was removed from all that bindings. Now I'm very free. I'm very comfortable. As per your request, I'll tell you a beautiful and very, very new story to you." It said like that, and would be continue the story. These all the stories were telling by the third idol on the golden swan, Komala Bhashanavalli, to Vikramaditya. To Bhoja Maharaja. What will be the continuation of this story? Let us enjoy in the coming up video. Harihi Om. Thank you for watching.